So before we delve into the events of this round and what it all meant, you're bound together by a Friday night from round 18, which has the unsavoury moment with Jack Graham, which a week later we learnt about, and it's a 4-week suspension from a homophobic slur. Andrew, I wanted to ask you, at what point did you have a conversation with Jack, and what was the nature of that chat?
Yeah, so I was made aware post-game of what Jack had said, and spoke to Jack, who's incredibly remorseful, as you'd expect, and so I was made aware of it post-game, and we made the Giants aware straight away.
Last week, Jack was being spoken about as a future captain for the Eagles, perhaps even next season. Does it do anything in your eyes to his leadership standing within the club in the long term?
Oh, look, I think Jack made a really bad error, but I don't think we should judge a person just on one mistake. He's a terrific leader, and it was an out-of-character error, and he'll cop a severe punishment for it. And hopefully he's part of the solution going forward to continue to educate others.
Are you happy with... Not happy. Has it been appropriately dealt with by the league in your eyes, Andrew?
Yeah, Jack and the club, we accepted the sanction that was handed down to Jack, and he'll miss a month of footy.
Number 1 draft picks. Andrew, what did you make of Harley Reid and Jason Horne-Francis and their various footballing moments and their various battles across yesterday?
Yeah, they both love the battle, don't they? They're good competitors. I thought there was some good theatre yesterday. Unfortunately, Horne-Francis probably got the cream in the end when he kicked that goal. But I thought it was a good battle. I love the way Harley competes. I love the way Horne-Francis competes and butters. I think they're good for the game, the way they go about it. And, Harles is he's carrying a big load in our midfield at the moment, and I think he's doing a good job. We've got a young midfield. That's what we've got at the moment. Unfortunately, Yowie hasn't played any games for us this year. So Harley's in the fight every game, which we love.
So the theatre is real, and it was good to watch. I'm wondering about, your frustration or otherwise with, some of the things he does, and where's the line on it? And have you been hard enough in trying to establish, what's acceptable and what's not acceptable from, someone as young as he is, but someone that's obviously so important to you?
Yeah, it's an ongoing battle. We're sort of having it a bit with a few of our other players as well. Just, we want our players to be fiercely competitive, but we also want to stay incredibly disciplined and not give away free kicks. We have some challenges with the territory game as it is, so we don't want to give opposition any easy ones. So we're going to keep trying to be fierce, but not give away any free kicks.
And what does he say to you when you... So we're looking at the trip here, which I'm really strong at. I think he's unbelievably lucky to be playing this weekend. I think he should have been suspended, and they've missed a trick here, the AFL. But what's his response when you do sit down and say, come on, mate, there are things that you're doing really well, but there are things you've got to get better at, and you're a bit of a recidivist in some of these areas?
Yeah, he's certainly responsive to it. He understands that he wants to win and compete, but he has to get his balance right. And I think when I was 20 years old, I made a few mistakes as well, and part of his learning process that he's going through, and I've got no doubt he'll continue to improve and get better at it.
Andrew, mid-July and 1 win to your name. I love Gary's word, nourishment. Sometimes you need the nourishment of a win. How are you going without that and the gains that you're trying to make?
Just before I answer that, Jared, I was a bit disappointed the cameras didn't catch Kingers and his Speedos down there at the beach before. Most certainly would have been in them. But, if you look at our season from a win-loss, it's been brutal. Like, it's really hard to be at this point of the season as really competitive people and players and only have 1 win. So that's challenging, but... It's funny that we've kind of got this feeling at the moment, and I'm really confident that we're getting better. And I know it sounds a bit silly to say when we've only had 1 win, but we're working really hard in our game. We are seeing improvements each week, but we've still got some challenges and been able to put it together for 4 quarters. So we understand where we are as a club. We're on a journey. We're playing some good quarters, and our best footy's pretty competitive against most teams, but unfortunately the gap at the moment is too big.
You found a couple of big key forwards in Shanahan and Williams that can carry you forward?
Yeah, I think we really have. And even Archer Reid, who's not playing at the moment, you know, we're in a position where we've got our two best key forwards not playing in Jake Waterman and Oscar Allen through injury. So it provides opportunity, and we've seen Job Shanahan come in the last 3 weeks, and he looks every part of an AFL player. And as you don't get many 18-year-olds competing like this in our game, so it's great to see some of those guys getting opportunity, and it's exciting for the future.
You've got Essendon and Richmond each. Would you like Gary's notes, Andrew, from what transpired on Saturday night? I think he's got reams and reams of them.
Yeah, I watched the game as well, so I've got a few of my own, but we can share them later, Gaz, if you like.
So, actually, West Coast have got Richmond and the Giants have got the Bombers, so I know you've got to do your homework and your due diligence. Don't spend too much. That's all. Don't spend too much time on it, boys.
So, Andrew, you played a great game at the MCG earlier in the season. Will you, we spoke about the elusive wins, will you try to build this game right up as, I don't know, will you make it something special to try to get that win?
Oh, look, we won't, mate. It's I appreciate that Richmond are in a similar position to us in terms of their age profile and ladder position, but it's funny. I remember talking to Kingers about this quite a few years ago when he worked at the Saints, and they had a few lean years that genuinely each week I sort of do the prep for a game, and I get to a Friday and I believe we can win every game of footy. Yeah. So that's sort of how you end up as a coach, and this week I'm confident we'll do the prep and we'll feel no different on Friday.
The live issue around umpires at the moment is getting out of their space and the player contact. We're about to see a test case tomorrow night where I'm not quite sure what the AFL's endeavours are with Adam Cerra. Have you thought about this a bit? Have you spoken to your players? Have you got a suggestion at all, Andrew, first?
Oh, it's incredibly tricky. We've got a player that's on, I think, three strikes already, so he's one away from going to the tribunal. You could have a bit of a guess on who you think that player might be, but we presented it to our players last week, and yeah, it's such a challenge because there's so much stoppage craft, there's matchups, there's all these things happening. It's a 360 game. It's really challenging. So there's not an easy answer to it, I don't think. It's going to be fascinating to see what happens tomorrow night at the tribunal.
You two boys started Fix It. Jared's had some success. We'll give you a night off tonight. Kenny Hinkley had the teeth going. You had the pythons on the weekend. Is that the go-to lolly for you, Kingers?
Well, after you demonstrated the teeth last week, yeah, the pythons are definitely mine. Yeah, I do enjoy a lolly or two, but yeah, the pythons are the go-to.
And the open slather for the ruck contest, which you suggested, is still the clubhouse leader, Minnie. We're still selling that hard.
Let the big boys go at it.
Yep. Good on you. Great to have you both with us. Good luck for what's to come next.
Good on you, boys.
Thanks,
fellas.